The tall glass building stood silent after midnight as most lights were turned off and only the city glow reflected on its walls. Inside the building the air felt calm but heavy, as if secrets were resting between the floors. Adam, the CEO, entered through the main door with slow, uneven steps, as if his body was tired and his mind unclear. His tie hung loose and his jacket was open while his head leaned slightly to one side. Anyone watching would believe he had lost control after a long night. The sound of his shoes echoed softly across the marble floor. He swayed just enough to look careless, but not enough to fall. At the security desk sat Maya, the night guard who had been working quietly for hours. She noticed Adam the moment he entered, not because he was powerful, but because something about his movement felt planned. Adam leaned against the counter and smiled in a lazy way while pretending to search his pockets. He dropped his access card on the desk as if his hands could not hold it. He laughed softly and said the night had been long. Maya did not smile back and did not rush to help him. She watched his face carefully while keeping her posture calm and still. She had seen many tired workers and many careless ones, but this felt different. Adam lowered himself into the chair near the desk and closed his eyes for a moment, as if dizzy. Maya kept her hands near the console and her eyes moved between him and the monitors. The silence between them felt heavier than words. Adam opened his eyes and asked if the nights were always so quiet. Maya replied that quiet nights usually hide the loudest truths. Adam paused because he did not expect an answer like that. He had played this role before with others and they never looked past the act. Maya adjusted one of the cameras and the screen shifted smoothly. Adam noticed her calm control and sharp focus. He realized she was not a guard who followed habits blindly. Maya told him that people who pretend too much often forget the small details. Adam felt a quiet thrill because she was already seeing through him. He straightened slightly but kept his voice slow and loose. He asked what details she meant. Maya replied that truly tired people breathe differently and move without care. She said he was watching her reactions too closely. Adam smiled again, but this time it was real. He said she was very observant for a night guard. Maya answered that long nights teach lessons books never do. Adam leaned back and crossed his arms while studying her face. He noticed a faint scar near her wrist and the way her eyes scanned the room even while talking. He wondered what kind of past created that level of awareness. Adam had come that night for a reason that went far beyond acting foolish. For weeks his company had been losing sensitive information and no report could explain how. Every department blamed another and every trail disappeared quietly. Adam decided to observe from inside the shadows instead of from the top office. He believed people revealed their truth when they thought no one important was watching. Maya broke his thoughts by asking if he needed water. Adam shook his head slowly and said he was fine. He asked how long she had worked there. Maya replied that she had worked long enough to see people rise and fall. Adam asked if she liked the job. Maya said liking was not important, but purpose was. That answer stayed with him. He realized she did not see this as a temporary role. Adam asked if she trusted the people in the building. Maya looked at the monitors again before answering. She said trust was built by patterns, not titles. Adam nodded quietly because those words matched his own beliefs. He wondered if she had noticed anything unusual recently. Maya turned her chair slightly toward him and asked why a man pretending to be drunk would ask such a careful question. Adam laughed softly and admitted that he liked to test his own acting skills. Maya said the act was good but not perfect. Adam accepted the comment without anger. He told her that perfection was not the goal but truth was. Maya studied him for a long moment and said truth had a cost. Adam replied that some costs were worth paying. The building felt quieter, as if listening. Maya asked him if he ever felt alone at the top. Adam looked away toward the dark hallway and said loneliness was part of leadership. Maya said that loneliness also made people reckless. Adam felt she was warning him. He asked if she was warning him now. Maya replied that she warned anyone who walked blindly. Adam leaned forward and rested his elbows on his knees. He looked at her seriously for the first time. He said he respected people who paid attention. Maya said attention saved lives. Adam wondered what she meant by that, but did not ask. He stood up slowly and adjusted his jacket. The careless act faded from his body, and his posture became firm. Maya noticed the change but did not react. Adam thanked her for the conversation and said it was refreshing. Maya nodded and said nights revealed who people truly were. Adam walked toward the elevator and paused before entering. He looked back at her and said he hoped to talk again. Maya said paths cross again when something unfinished remains. The elevator doors closed and the building returned to silence. Maya watched the camera until the elevator disappeared from view. She knew that night was not a coincidence. Adam stood inside the elevator thinking about her words and her calm strength. He realized that the truth he was searching for might already be closer than he expected. Neither of them knew that this brief meeting would soon uncover secrets far deeper than missing files. Both carried pasts that refused to stay hidden. And the quiet building had just witnessed the beginning of a dangerous truth. The elevator reached the top floor and Adam stepped out with a quiet, focused expression that replaced his earlier act. The hallway lights reflected off the clean walls as he walked toward his office without stopping. Inside his mind, Maya's words repeated again and again, as if they were meant to stay. He had met many confident people in his career, but very few who could see through him so quickly. Adam entered his office and closed the door gently behind him. He stood near the window and looked down at the sleeping city below. The building felt different now, as if it had revealed a small crack in its perfect image. Adam removed his jacket and placed it on the chair while thinking about the missing information that had been troubling him for weeks. Reports had gone missing and private plans had leaked at the worst times. He trusted his systems, but systems only worked when people followed them honestly. His thoughts returned to Maya and her calm control. He realized she noticed details that most people ignored. Adam decided that she was not just a guard in the wrong place. Meanwhile, Maya remained at the security desk with her eyes fixed on the monitors. Her hands stayed steady, but her thoughts were restless. She knew the man was no ordinary visitor despite his act. She had recognized that type of control before in another life she never spoke about. Maya adjusted the camera angles again and checked the logs carefully. Everything looked normal, but normal often hid danger. She leaned back in her chair and allowed herself a slow breath. The memory of Adam's sharp eyes stayed with her. She had spent years learning how to read people without being noticed. That skill once saved her from losing everything. She wondered why the CEO would test a night guard instead of trusting his team. The answer made her uneasy. At that moment, a small alert appeared on one of the screens. Maya leaned forward immediately and focused. A restricted hallway camera flickered for a second before returning to normal. It was subtle but enough to raise concern. She noted the time and location quietly. Adam, on the other hand, sat at his desk reviewing internal access records. He noticed something strange that matched Maya's silent alert. A maintenance access point had been used at an odd hour with no official request. Adam's suspicion grew stronger. He realized the leak was happening from inside and someone knew how to hide their steps. He remembered Maya's words about patterns, not titles. That idea felt more true than ever. Adam decided he needed eyes on the ground, not blinded by hierarchy. Maya finished her shift just before dawn and walked out of the building as the sky began to lighten. She did not rush home like most guards. She paused across the street and looked back at the building quietly. She sensed that her peaceful routine was about to change. Later that day, Adam called for a silent internal review without involving upper managers. He kept the request narrow and careful. He wanted to watch reactions, not hear excuses. During the review, he noticed one manager who avoided eye contact and answered too quickly. Adam did not confront him yet. He had learned patience from years of leadership. That evening, Maya returned for her next shift and noticed a subtle change in the building atmosphere. Some cameras had new security layers and access routes were adjusted. She knew only one person had the power to make those changes overnight. Adam watched the night feed from his office instead of going home. He observed Maya moving through her tasks with calm precision. She checked corners others ignored and logged things others dismissed. Adam felt more certain that she was the right person to watch closely. Hours later another alert appeared, this time stronger. A door near the archive floor opened without a proper request. Maya reacted instantly and followed protocol while keeping her movements quiet. Adam watched closely as she handled the situation without panic. She did not rush toward the door but secured nearby exits first. Adam realized she was thinking several steps ahead. Maya reached the archive hallway and noticed a faint sound behind a storage panel. She stopped and listened carefully. The sound stopped as quickly as it started. Maya reported the incident calmly and secured the area. Adam paused the feed and leaned back in his chair. He knew now that someone inside the building was watching the guards as closely as they watched the halls. The game had become more serious. Maya returned to her desk, but her heart beat faster than usual. She felt the presence of something hidden moving around her familiar space. She wondered if Adam had expected this, or if he was now realizing the depth of the problem. Near the end of her shift, Maya found an old symbol scratched lightly behind a camera mount. It was small but deliberate. Her face tightened as recognition flashed in her eyes. This was not random theft. This was a signal she hoped never to see again. Adam reviewed the footage and noticed Maya's brief pause near the camera. He zoomed in and saw nothing at first. Then he enhanced the image and noticed the mark. He felt a cold sense of realization. This was not a simple internal leak. This was organized and patient. Maya left the building that morning knowing her past had finally caught up with her. Adam stood alone in his office knowing his company was no longer just a business at risk. Both of them understood that the truth was no longer hiding quietly. It was moving closer with every hour. The next night arrived with a strange tension that neither Adam nor Maya could ignore. The building lights turned on one by one as evening settled and the city outside grew louder. Adam chose not to sit in his office this time and instead watched the security feed from a quiet control room. He wanted to see the building the way Maya saw it every night. Maya entered through the staff door and felt the air change the moment she stepped inside. She sensed that something unseen was already moving. She greeted the desk calmly and began her routine without showing concern. Adam watched how she checked the cameras with careful rhythm. He noticed she lingered slightly longer on certain angles. Maya had memorized blind spots that should not exist. Adam realized she was mapping threats rather than following a checklist. As the hours passed, the building grew quiet again. Somewhere between midnight and dawn the silence became sharp. A soft signal flashed on one of the restricted screens. Maya noticed it instantly, and her posture shifted. Adam leaned forward without blinking. Maya followed the signal trail slowly and carefully. She did not alert anyone yet because she wanted to confirm her instincts. The signal led to an old service stairwell rarely used. Maya paused before entering and listened. She heard a faint movement that stopped when she stepped closer. Adam felt a chill because the timing felt deliberate. Maya reached into her pocket and turned on a small recorder. She pushed the door open quietly and stepped inside. The stairwell smelled of dust and cold metal. Maya noticed another faint mark on the wall near the railing. It matched the symbol from before. Her jaw tightened, but her steps stayed steady. Adam recognized the symbol pattern now from archived security reports long forgotten. He realized this was connected to an old breach that had never been solved. Maya moved down the stairs slowly, counting her steps. She sensed someone was ahead of her. The air felt tense as if the space was holding its breath. Suddenly a door above closed softly. Maya stopped moving and stayed still. Adam held his breath watching from the screen. Maya waited patiently, trusting silence more than speed. Moments later a shadow passed briefly across the camera view. Adam captured the image and enhanced it immediately. The figure wore a maintenance uniform but moved with too much confidence. Maya followed at a safe distance, staying out of sight. She reached the lower level and saw a service panel slightly open. Inside she noticed cables that had been recently adjusted. She recognized the setup from her past. This was not a simple access hack. This was a layered system designed by professionals. Adam felt a heavy realization that the threat was closer than expected. Maya secured the panel quietly and returned to the main hall without raising alarm. She wanted the intruder to believe they had not been noticed. Adam admired her restraint. He knew panic would only reveal their awareness. Later that night, Adam sent a discreet message requesting Maya to visit his office after her shift. Maya read the message and felt a calm acceptance. She had known this moment would come. When her shift ended, she took the elevator up without hesitation. Adam waited near the window when she entered. He did not sit behind the desk. He wanted this meeting to feel equal. Maya stood across from him with calm eyes. Adam thanked her for her work and her awareness. Maya said she was only doing her duty. Adam told her that duty sometimes revealed hidden truths. Maya nodded, knowing where the conversation was going. Adam asked her directly if she had seen that symbol before. Maya did not deny it. She said it belonged to a group that specialized in silent access and long games. Adam asked how she knew. Maya took a breath and said her past was not always spent guarding buildings. She said she once worked with people who studied systems not to protect but to expose weakness. Adam listened without interruption. Maya explained that she left that life when she realized how easily power could be misused. She chose quiet work because it allowed her to watch without being seen. Adam respected her honesty. He told her the company was under threat and someone inside was helping from the shadows. Maya agreed and said the symbol was a warning, not an accident. It meant someone was testing response times. Adam realized the intruder wanted to see how fast the building reacted. Maya said they were preparing for something larger. Adam asked if she could help stop it. Maya said stopping it required patience and silence. Adam trusted her instincts. He gave her limited access to certain internal feeds without alerting others. Maya accepted, knowing the risk. That night marked a quiet alliance. Over the next days, Maya observed patterns that others missed. She noticed a repeated delay in data syncs at odd hours. Adam cross-checked and found a hidden route buried deep in the system. The threat was no longer invisible. It was patient and confident. Maya warned Adam that the group never rushed. Adam understood that meant they had time but not safety. Both knew the truth was close now. The building was no longer just glass and steel. It had become a maze of hidden intentions. And somewhere inside it, the intruder was preparing their next move. The final night arrived quietly, as if the building itself was trying to hide what was about to happen. Adam stayed inside the control room with the lights dimmed and his attention fixed on the screens. Maya took her position at the security desk with calm focus and steady hands. Both of them knew the intruder would act soon. The patterns Maya had tracked pointed clearly to this night. The building systems ran smoothly on the surface, but underneath silent movements had begun. Adam watched the internal logs while Maya watched the physical space. The alliance between them felt natural and unspoken. Shortly after midnight, a delayed signal appeared exactly where Maya predicted. She did not react immediately, and neither did Adam. They allowed the intruder to move freely for a short time. The goal was not to scare but to expose. Maya adjusted one camera slightly and followed the movement through reflections and shadows. Adam noticed the same figure appear on a secondary feed. The person moved with purpose and confidence. They reached the core access corridor and paused as if checking for resistance. Finding none, they continued forward. Maya quietly locked secondary exits without triggering alarms. Adam rerouted certain system paths to force the intruder into a narrower route. The building became a silent guide leading the truth forward. The intruder reached the archive control room and began accessing files. Adam recorded every action and every keystroke. Maya moved closer and positioned herself where she could see without being seen. The intruder removed a device and connected it smoothly. The calmness of their actions confirmed Maya's fears. This was not a first attempt. Adam allowed the transfer to continue just long enough. Then he initiated a silent lock. The door sealed without sound. The intruder froze and turned slowly. Maya stepped into view with steady confidence. She spoke calmly and told them the game was over. The intruder tried to mask surprise but failed. Adam entered through a secondary door and stood beside Maya. The intruder recognized him immediately. The mask of control cracked. Adam asked who they were working for. The intruder stayed silent at first. Maya spoke again and said silence would not protect them now. The intruder finally admitted they were hired by a rival group to extract long-term plans. They revealed that someone inside the company had provided access and timing. Adam felt no anger, only clarity. He had expected betrayal from within. The intruder was escorted quietly and safely without force. Adam contacted authorities through proper channels without noise or panic. The building returned to calm, but the truth remained clear. Later that morning, Adam gathered a small trusted team. He presented the evidence without accusation. One manager broke under the weight of truth and admitted involvement. Adam removed them without drama. Maya watched from a distance, knowing the cycle was complete. Adam thanked her privately for her courage and insight. He offered her a higher role with better pay and visibility. Maya considered the offer carefully. She thanked him but declined. She said she preferred being where truth revealed itself quietly. Adam respected her choice. He understood now that titles did not define strength. Weeks passed and the company stabilized. The leaks stopped and trust was rebuilt carefully. Adam changed his leadership style subtly. He spent more time listening than commanding. Maya continued her night shifts with calm purpose. The building felt lighter, as if it had released a burden. One night Adam passed through the lobby without pretending. He nodded at Maya with quiet respect. Maya returned the nod with the same calm strength. Neither needed words. The truth had been faced and resolved. The game of shadows had ended. And both of them had learned that real power lived not in control but in awareness.